what if I told you this green stuff from the drugstore isn't really aloe vera gel? And while the fresh goo from the inside of an aloe leaf is gorgeous, you can't exactly walk around with a tentacle of aloe in your purse. That green aloe gel usually doesn't contain very much aloe vera at all. And the lovely goo from the plant is only lovely as long as it's fresh, and once you chop it off the plant, you don't have very long before it turns into compost. So what do you do if you want an aloe gel that contains oodles of aloe and doesn't turn into a moldy mess in your medicine cabinet? You can make high quality aloe vera gel at home for pennies, but making something that's safe, stable, and doesn't feel like snot is a challenge. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to conquer those challenges by teaching you how to make your very own safe and stable skin-soothing aloe vera gel from scratch with a really flexible, super inexpensive 4-ingredient formulation. But before we dive into the aloe vera-y goodness, what is aloe vera? Aloe vera is a succulent plant with long, fleshy, tendrily leaves. The leaves are tough and leathery on the outside, but when you slice them open, you're rewarded with a clear, stringy gel that has been used to treat minor burns, bug bites, and dry skin for centuries. That gooey jelly is often called aloe vera gel, but so is the green stuff you can buy at the drugstore, which is obviously sort of confusing. The stuff from the inside of an aloe vera leaf is lovely, but it has one major pitfall. It's not very stable once it's been liberated from the living plant. It's not all that different from, say, leaving a slice of grapefruit in your bathroom cabinet. It would be looking pretty sad in short order. This means fresh aloe is a fabulous option if you've got a thriving aloe plant around that you can harvest and use at your leisure. But it's not a great option if you're, say, traveling or if you want to sell aloe vera gel. And that's why aloe vera gels from the store, even lovely organic ones, aren't just bottled, fresh aloe puree. So what is that aloe vera gel from the store? Very basically, it's a gel that contains aloe vera, but that's a pretty flexible definition. Some aloe vera gels have lots of aloe. Some have a little. Some contain alcohol to speed up drying time. Some don't. Some use synthetic gelling ingredients and some use natural ones. Some are bright green and some aren't. Ideally, an aloe vera gel should include lots of aloe vera, but that introduces two big formulation challenges, so some companies use very little to make their lives easier. Now, it's definitely not impossible to use lots of aloe in an aloe vera gel, but you need to understand why aloe can be hard to work with before you can make your own oodles of aloe gel. We've already touched on the first one. It can be a challenge to keep aloe fresh because all that botanical goodness also makes a delicious meal for microbes. So, to avoid making some sort of horrific aloe vera mold cheese, we'll need to employ two key formulation strategies. One is using a stable form of aloe vera, and the other, well, we'll get into more details about both later. The second challenge is that aloe is rich in electrolytes. Electrolytes are chemicals that can conduct an electric current when dissolved in water. Table salt is a really common example. Electrolytes aren't bad, they're an essential part of our diet, but they will cause many gelling ingredients to fail, which is an important thing to know if you are trying to make a gel. That means we'll need to use gelling ingredients that won't pack up and go home when aloe vera shows up at the party. With that out of the way, let's dive into the first ingredient we'll need for our DIY aloe vera gel. Aloe vera. We have already established that we can't use fresh aloe gel from the plant, as lovely as it is, since we want to make an aloe gel that will stay mold-free for months. So what sort of aloe do we need? This is our star ingredient after all, so it's important we get this right. There are a lot of aloe vera-y ingredients out there, but not all of them will work. First things first, you want a cosmetic grade ingredient that is designed for making skincare with, not a supplement or food product. For these formulations, we need aloe vera juice, liquid or dehydrated. Aloe vera juice is made from fresh aloe, so it's still got all the good stuff, but has been purified so it's more stable. It's definitely not impervious to spoilage, so it's usually lightly preserved. I recommend keeping it in the fridge and only purchasing it in amounts that you can use up fairly quickly. You can also purchase concentrated aloe juice powder, typically at 100 times or 200 times strength. This is aloe juice that's been spray or freeze-dried into a powder, so all you have to do to turn it into aloe vera juice is mix it with water at the proper ratio. Since it's dry, it's not preserved, but it is usually blended with maltodextrin to keep it a free-flowing powder instead of seizing up into an aloe rock. The powder concentrate is more expensive, but lasts a lot longer, and because it's so concentrated, it ends up being very cost-effective, so that's what I recommend. Either 100 times or 200 times is fine. Another option is a liquid concentrate. I don't love these because you still need to dilute them, but they don't have the stability of the powder concentrates, but you can use this if it's what you already have. You can also buy dry aloe vera extracts, usually as a brown powder. I don't recommend these for this formulation as they don't tend to be fully water soluble and will make for a hazy gel. Also watch out for oil-soluble aloe extracts and butters. These won't work for these formulations. Now, that's the aloe part sorted. So what about the gel part? The gelling ingredient is really important because that's where we get most of the feel of the aloe gel. Aloe juice looks and feels like water. The right gelling ingredient will transform it into a clear, silky skin treat, while the wrong one will give you stringy snot that dries down into an itchy, flaky finish. Ugh. Earlier, I talked about how the electrolytes in aloe vera can wreak havoc on gelling ingredients, which is why we have to choose a gelling thing that won't have a fit when it's mixed with aloe. I've got two options for you. One is natural and one synthetic. The natural one is a special xanthan gum. If you've used the most common type of xanthan gum before, you're probably thinking, Marie, you just warned us about snot, so why are you recommending xanthan gum, the snottiest of the gums? And you are right. Regular xanthan gum is famously boogery and downright unappealing. That's why you'll need clear or soft xanthan gum for this formulation. Both are more refined xanthan gums that create clear gels that feel silky rather than snotty. If you can't get clear or soft xanthan gum, I really do not recommend using the regular stuff unless you're a fan of, well, this. Our second option is polyacrylate cross-polymer 6, also known as Sepimax ZEN. This is a synthetic gelling ingredient that's far more electrolyte tolerant than many of its jelly cousins. Both the soft or clear xanthan gum and Sepimax ZEN are great options, so it's really up to you what you want to use, but Sepimax ZEN does have one big advantage that we'll talk more about later. The amount of gelling ingredient you use controls how thick your gel will be. I recommend 1.5%, but you can adjust that if you want a thicker or thinner gel. Now, a challenge when working with gums and gelling ingredients is getting a smooth, clump-free gel. So our next ingredient is included to prevent frustrating clumps and boost skin hydration. You'll need either vegetable glycerin, propanediol 1,3, or butylene glycol. I'm going to use vegetable glycerin since it's the easiest of the three to get. We're using just enough to pre-disperse the gelling ingredient. I found that's 3% if you're using soft xanthan gum and 4% if you're using Sepimax ZEN. And now we're on to our last ingredient, which is also the second part of the not making aloe mold cheese equation. We need a preservative. There are lots of preservatives out there, but they've all got different strengths and weaknesses, so you can't just choose anything. We need one that is broad spectrum, and for this DIY aloe gel, fully water soluble. Phenoxyethanol and benzyl alcohol are really common preservative ingredients, but neither are very water soluble, so preservatives based around them are not good choices for this formulation because they won't mix into the aloe gel well because aloe is mostly water. Instead, I recommend liquid Germall Plus at 0.5%. It's really effective, fully water soluble, and very easy to use. If you want to use something else, you'll have to read the free partner blog post for more information and helpful links. There's just way too much to discuss in this video. You'll find that linked in the description box below. Now we've got our 4 ingredients: aloe, gelling ingredient, humectant, and preservative. So it's time to turn them into aloe vera gel. No matter which ingredients you're using, the process is pretty much the same. I'm going to make a 300-gram batch of the xanthan gum version and use aloe vera juice to make mine, so those are the ingredients and amounts I'll use in this video, but you can find the other versions written out in the free partner blog post. Begin by weighing your gelling ingredient, glycerine and liquid Germall Plus, into a beaker or jar. Stir to combine until you've got a uniform slurry. Weigh the juice into the gum mixture, stir to combine, cover, and leave the mixture to hydrate for a couple hours. While we wait for our gel to hydrate, I want to chat about one of the coolest things about this DIY aloe vera gel. It makes a lovely moisturizing, skin-soothing treat as is, but you can also use it as a base for creating all sorts of gorgeous body gel formulations. You could amp up the soothing by including some allantoin or panthenol, or you could add some skin brightening goodness by incorporating niacinamide and N-acetylglucosamine. Maybe you would like to make it even more moisturizing by including some hyaluronic acid, or include a hydrosol to add a bit of gentle scent. There's tons of room to play with and customize this aloe vera gel. Just make sure everything you include is compatible with the formulation, and take care not to go overboard with the actives. I know it's tempting, but that can make for a really sticky finished gel. If you'd like some more guidance on this, I've made an entire patron exclusive video about the many ways you can build upon these basic aloe vera gel formulations, including exploring the oil-soluble possibilities that using Sepimax ZEN instead of xanthan gum opens up. If you'd like to check it out and help support Humblebee and me, please consider becoming a patron at the exclusive videos and live product analysis tier. Once you can't see any solidish blobs of gum in the mixture, give it a good stir until it is uniform. And that is it. We want the pH to be in the 4.5 to 5.5 range, and it should fall there on its own thanks to the natural pH of aloe vera. You're of course more than welcome to check it if you have a pH meter or strips, but if you don't have those things, it should be okay. You can package the gel a couple different ways, though I don't really recommend a jar unless you're very good at not accidentally spilling things. That's not me. I'm going to use a squeeze bottle with a disc top cap for mine. To use, smooth some gel over any skin that could use a bit of soothing, moisturizing goodness. And if you'd like something else to do with your aloe vera juice, check out this video next to learn how to make a hydrating and soothing face mist with aloe vera juice, vitamin B5, and gorgeous botanical ingredients. Bye!